Hey guys, it's Kate, Zencat Vintage, and today we are shopping at a small local church thrift store in Deep Cove. That's in the North Saanich area of Vancouver Island. First in the door, they had this cute little display featuring these two really beautiful friendship pattern Pyrex divided casserole dishes. They were priced at $25 and $20 each though, which unfortunately for resale isn't great. Great for someone if they were walking in as a collector though. They were in really nice condition. Just not much I could do for resale, unfortunately, because I love that pattern. I think a lot of us do. And then that was an interesting little, I believe it was either brass or copper. It was hard to tell with all that patina on there. Just very rustic looking little kettle. That was priced at $17 though. Moving into the store, they have this beautiful counter display featuring obviously some more curated items. They have some really beautiful jewelry in here, lots of vintage pieces. The prices in the cabinet definitely reflect the fact that it's a little more curated. So again, a situation where there's some great pieces if you're coming in as a collector. As a reseller, I did have a peek at a few items. There were some nice china pieces and some nice jewelry, but I didn't pick anything out of there. This was a cute little display, someone's elephant collection. I really liked the blue and white on this teapot single serve set, but the base of that teapot was really badly cracked, which is unfortunate. I did find one listed online, but had to leave him. And this little guy, if you're unfamiliar with Housewares, they are a Canadian company. They make these really cool cast aluminum figurines. They do all sorts of different things as well, different kind of housewares and stuff. He was priced at $4. Not huge resale on him. And personally, I've had a little bit of difficulty selling the Housewares figurines lately. Now moving over, this is sort of a general houseware section. There are some more budget-minded prices over here, maybe some more reseller-friendly prices. That was a cool teapot. That was a Noritake pattern, I believe. And I just had a peek at that teacup just to see who was the maker on that. I'm trying to familiarize myself a little more with some of the different teacup makers because there is some money to be made in teacups. And I really liked that tile piece, but I wish that the end panels were patterned, not just the plain white. It was just the 3 panels nicely framed in the wood. I suppose you could do someone artistic, so clearly not me, would be able to maybe add something to those white ends, but it was only $5, which was actually quite reasonable. That picture there was a nice little watercolor. And then this caught my eye. I was wondering what the pattern was. I've had some pretty good luck selling Pyrex lids, like replacement pieces. This one I think is probably just the opal color, or the opal pattern, which is just like the plain Pyrex. It was $2. I don't know, wasn't totally feeling it. So I did put that one back on the shelf. I'm continuing to browse along. There's a nice cute little bunnykins dish there. And then I loved these little ginger jars. I just loved the small little size of them, and the fact that they did still have their lids was kind of cool, because oftentimes we find the ginger jars just like that without a lid. They were priced at $4 each though. I really would have wanted to sell them in the pair and couldn't really justify buying it at $8 for listing. Then as I moved along, I saw this little guy, and I wanted to see who it was made by because he had a little bit better quality vibe to him, and he's actually made by Montana Lifestyles, which is it's sort of, I guess, a subsection of Montana Silversmiths, which they're a company that makes a lot of jewelry. They do a lot of like Western wear belt buckles and things like that. I've sold their belt buckles quite a few times, so that was an interesting one to look at. I didn't know that they made those figurines like that, but some of them do have some good resale value. Those were just an interesting shape on these little candle holders. And then I did like these soup bowls. I imagine they would probably be soup bowls. The one just behind has a spoon with it. They were too small to really be like a tureen, but they were definitely a hefty size bowl. So kind of a cool piece. Maybe just a serving dish. Not entirely sure. And this is the little linen section. They do a great job here of kind of like nicely packaging everything up. Everything is kept really clean and tidy. So I'm just looking to see if there is anything spectacular. And was there ever? Can you just imagine the squeal that I let out? The absolute like mid-century kitschy vibe of this thing. This 100% comes home with me. Wait until you see it laid out. The design is just absolutely adorable. I'm still over the moon about it, and that's going to be a hard one to let go of, because I'm a sucker for some cute animals. Over here there was some nice little crystal pieces. I not leaning too heavily into crystal. I just, as beautiful as it is, I personally don't have much luck with it. I still don't, try as I might. Nice little recycled Mexican glass goblet there. Those 3 bowls in the background, I completely blew past them, but don't worry. I usually double back. I usually double back to make sure I'm not missing anything on the shelves, because I clearly do. Some of the prices in here are pretty great. We were really impressed. We hadn't been here in quite a while, and we actually found some awesome pieces. We found a great deal on a few items, so I actually fully intended to purchase these. They're whiskey stones. I was going to get them just for like personal use. My daughter loves to have like ice cubes in her drinks, but hates the, water diluting, so I did forget those though. And now this piece was interesting. I did purchase this. I forgot to include it in the haul at the end. I've never seen a Westclox like this. It's pressed flowers in between glass. I'm not entirely sure on a time period of it. I'm not sure when it was made. Lots of people selling it as vintage. It's probably like 90s. So that was a cool piece that I did pick up. And now this little pottery jar is marked KMK. I've never seen that KMK. Usually I'm familiar with KMK having a sticker, but that was embossed, and that is literally a little jar for bedtime snacks, which is just such a cute concept. I'll put a little blurb up about the bedtime snack tradition. It's a German thing. This is another little sort of featured cabinet. They have some really beautiful jewelry items in here. I did take the time to pull a few pieces out and have a look, and did manage to find a few that I had to bring home with me. So you'll have to stay tuned for the haul, because I did actually get a few nice pieces of jewelry I was pretty pleased with. Here they had some really cool vintage books. This one, the shabby cover really caught my attention. So I had a quick peek at that. There were some old Hardy Boys in there as well. I remember having stacks of those as a kid that my mom had thrifted. Here are some of their other jewelry items. As you can see, there are some vintage pieces in here, some more modern pieces. I liked a few of those hat pins. I've had really good luck selling some of those, especially obviously the older antique ones. They can have some really great resale value. Those were a nice little pair of screwbacks, which I don't do that well selling, so I did leave those ones, but I think we're going to wrap up there, and please stay tuned for the haul, because there is an awesome find at the end. Thanks.